Christine from the channel Christine and Celeste, and today I would like to talk to you about the Book of Shadows Tarot. Now, it's a little bit of a story because I like the idea of combining decks, and when I heard there was a As Above deck and So Below deck, I was really interested in them. So I did buy, the other side, these two tarot, right? The volume 1 As Above and the volume 2 So Below. So As Above is from 2012, So Below 2013. As Above is a very pagan-based deck, where So Below is a more modern, everyday type of deck. The accompanying book that is not in here, but I believe the booklets too were written by Barbara Moore. And the artwork is all by different people. So instead of saying them wrong, I'll show you who the artwork is by for As Above and So Below, right? So it's Lo Scarabeo. That's the title card, and I'm not going to do a review about them. I'm just going to go through the story. There's an excellent review of As Above by Kelly from the Truth in Story. So do watch hers, because then you understand how nice this deck is. So they have the same backs, both decks, but different colors, right? And that's the So Below, so you can see the art is very different. Now, I started playing with these decks, and then I realized that I would like the book for As Above. So I looked online, and I saw that they got a set box with this cover, right, of the big box, with As Above in it, the book in it, and the book's got As Above and So Below, but the So Below deck wasn't in it, and it's that cover, right, on the box. And I thought, well, I don't want to buy a box with just one tarot in it when I want both, but I have both already. I just wanted the book. I couldn't find it independently. So, but if I had a box, I just didn't want a box with one tarot. I wanted with two. So I looked on Amazon, and as you know, sometimes there's no information. You don't know anything about what's in the product, and especially for tarot, you know how confusing it can be. So I looked on Amazon, and I found a set, and it said complete edition, and I thought, so that must mean there's two tarot decks. I can't remember if the details were on it. I don't think they were, but I thought complete edition means there's both decks in it, because, you know, I didn't want the decks not to match in case they change something. You never know, right? But they did change something. So I ordered the box set and it arrived not long ago, and I'll show you. Instead of having now this picture on top of it, which I find, you know, on a box, it doesn't work for me, they did a really nice box, right? So this is what it looks like. I'll show you the barcodes and all that if you're interested, because I know how difficult it is to know which one you're buying. So if you want the numbers, if you're interested, here they are. So then you have all the information. So it's a nice sturdy box. They did a nice product here, I must admit. So it says it's the complete edition, includes two tarot decks. I can't remember, that was described on the Amazon, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We know what it's like to order from them. So And I'm not even talking about pre-orders. Let's not go there. Let's open a box. So in the box you have, so first of all, it's a nice flip. Let me show you. Flip box like this with a magnet. And that's the inside of the box with the book. And the 2 sets of cards. I'll try and show you without. That's it. So it's a nice box. I just want to note that this insert is very, very, it's not that light, but it's cardboard, and I don't like plastic, and that cardboard looks a little bit cheap for such a nice box, just to say. Now you see the weight of it too makes it, then when you open it does get, but if you just put a bit of black marker, which I'll do, it shouldn't show. So beautiful box with the 2 decks. And then I thought, okay, is there a difference between the decks? Because I noticed when I look at it that this was an absolute new product from Los Scarabeo, which I didn't know they renewed their product, and it's from 2017, so it's brand new. So let's check the decks. The first thing I noticed is that the cardstock is different. So I'm gonna try not to mix them up if possible. So how can I show you so you understand that I'm not there? This is the original, the first deck, right? And this is on the left, this is the new deck, right? And you see the difference in, oops, I know it's not perfect, I'm trying, guys. You see the difference in cardstock. The new one is a lot more cardboardy. I suppose it's the new Los Scarabeo cardstock. This is the old one. Now, when I looked at Kelly's review, somebody had sent her a used deck, and you could see the chipping on it. But personally, I find them, I love these cards, but they changed their cardstock. So just to let you know, this is more cardboardy now. See, can you hear it? Nothing wrong with it. It's just, if you like your cardstock a bit thicker, then that's great. They've done both decks thicker like this, so you will have, you know, it's exactly the same. Now, another thing they've changed, and it's only slight, but I did notice it, and I show you the cards next to each other, is that they've used white on the new one, where it was silver, more silver on the old one. I don't know if the camera shows it perfectly. And the new cards are a tiny bit lighter, which is nicer because they tend to get a little bit dark sometimes. You can see they're a bit lighter, and the cardstock is, I don't know, it shows on camera. The cardstock is different. Doesn't really show, does it? Maybe. I don't know. But you recognize it straight away. This is thicker. This is really thinner. So, I'll just put it back with the right one. Just the touch. The touch is less smooth. It's beautiful though. It's a beautiful product. And I suppose, you know, Los Scarabeo, if they ever see my review, they're gonna think we can't please anyone. People are telling us our cardstock's too thin, we make it thicker, then they don't like it. Well, as it happens, I'm going to keep the older cardstock because the changes weren't that much really. It's just a little bit brighter on as above. So below is also, I find it just a little bit more punchy in colors. but I don't, once again, I don't know if you see this on camera or not. So mm, it's, it's very slight, it's very slight. So what I wanted to do is show you a bit of the book with the so below, because as I said, the as above, Kelly from the Trust in Stories done a great review on it. Now, when you see the style of the as above, it's more pagan, obviously, and it's just very interesting. You can time with this. You've got the planets, you've got divination. Oh, there's so much I can't even begin to tell you on this deck. It's just so interesting. That it's a nice idea to have as an as above deck, and to put it with a more everyday deck. I do love the idea. However, I must admit, I'm not a fan of the so below. It's a happy tarot. I don't know why, but it doesn't quite please me. But anyway, so you see there's a lot of color. It's a very colorful tarot. That depicts everyday life. The minus thing about it is that it's mostly women. So I don't understand why it's mostly women. I still have to find why it is. But there are some nice cards. I like, for example, I mean, they're all nice, but I like the Empress, and, you know, the fact that she's attending to a little kid's knee, because it's about wanting to make things right. And, you know, for once, it's not the pregnant Empress and all that. And I find that I have that trait. I like, you know, when I'm with someone, I like the day to be nice. I mean, who wants the day to go bad? But you know what I mean? I make an effort to try and make things nice. And I like that. The Empress is a woman, but then it's so modern that you could see yourself doing this. The Hierophant's got a Y. Oh, and one thing I don't like with this deck, but you know, it's a minor thing. I'm just fussing, really. I don't know why it's got to be curved here and not straight. Because what more do you see of the picture by it being curved? See, it was straight, it would match the top. Yeah. So I like this one too, the Chariot. Because you see that despite, you know, all you know, the kids at the back playing and all that, she's still focusing on her driving. And you know, you've got to harness your power to just carry on. You know, it does do the job. Strength the same. Love the Hermit. There's nice depictions in his deck, I must admit. However, there's a lot of and that's the cycles of life, which I thought, well, I mean, yeah, it is life anyway, or justice. Yeah, can't have it all. The Hangman. But there are a lot playing happy family and stuff that I can't relate to. So yes, it's multicultural too, barely, but it is a bit multicultural. I like the tower. I already picked it. And she's on the phone and she's hearing bad news, and you can see that it's probably a plate or whatever she had in her hands, a cup. She just let it, you know, smash on the floor. I like the fact she's red because obviously it's the fire, but it's also all the inflammation and the anger and the, you know, everything. And I like it. It's just that it's not my style of art. It's a bit cartoonish for me. It's a bit happy family. The star doesn't work for me. First of all, they call it the stars, and I don't have that. It's not my everyday life. Now, no deck, no deck. I mean, when you look at the Hierophant and the Emperor in a traditional deck, obviously it's not us either. So, but it's a little bit too happy family for me. Although this one is not. This would be more me. But that's nice though. That's nice. Judgment is interesting too. There's really some interesting insights into this deck. So each minor arcana has got its own. Each element, sorry, has got its own fairy type, and there it is. So for cups, it's on this one it must be two. I don't know if it's as above. I think it's as above actually, but there are some here too. Yeah. So they call it chalices. Now, when you look in a book, I just don't understand this. It's called cups. Hmm? No, don't understand. And I haven't changed it in a new one. Let me double check. I think it's chalices too. Yeah, it is. So, I love that. You can, I mean, you can put yourself in a card and see, for example, this one doesn't mean anything to me, but I can see that it's most people were raised like this. I wasn't, so that's why. So I can adjust to it. I love these of all the wishes, and then it's like, so many daydreaming, drinking your coffee or something. There's some really nice depictions in this tarot. The birthday party, the wedding. And then another thing I don't understand at all either is for the court cards. Let me see. Right. It says the Knave of Chalices, and here it's the Page of Cups. So I would like a little bit more consistency. I mean, obviously I know what it is and I don't care, but I need my book to reflect my deck. So you have the Knave and you see the element, and then you've got the moon phases for the night. The full moon for the Queen. And the King. So there. Pentacles deck gnomes. So of course it's interesting. I mean, it's cooking and painting and I don't know, storing maybe jam and homemade jam. I like these 5 in the forest, and you're not too sure which way you're going or where you come from exactly, which path to take again. The 6 of Pentacles, remembering people that might be in need or sharing. The 7 is the beautiful girls making pots. I mean, yeah, everyday life, very happy family, but everyday life. There we have the knave, the knight, the queen and the king, the wands, that's the magic, is the two of wands. That looks so cozy, the three. But there's news, look, there's the postie at the back. The four for Halloween. This five of wands, it's very work orientated, so it's obvious that here, you know, you can't stop at the image completely, because maybe it's going to be a love question and you get the five of wands, so you'll have to transpose it, and that is the problem when you make it too specific sometimes, that it's difficult to get out of the picture. I'm very much a picture reader, otherwise why would I have so many tarot if I read them all the same? I wouldn't see the point. Then, you know, some pictures look, because there's many artists, some look out of sorts, like this one. She's not playing happy family all of a sudden, you see. It's yeah, but it's not many times. Usually it's quite, there's a good cohesion within the deck, but so you notice always the same hair color pursuit. So one thing I love in both decks is that you know, the swords are not that right away awful negativity. First of all, you feel the power in this ace here, and then the tranquility of the two of swords, and then the three. Yeah, maybe he just moved out, or she got bad news, or yeah. Look at the four. She's busy, obviously. She's at work, but she takes time to smell what looks like lavender. I'm not too sure. Some cards are not described so much in the book. Oh, this one, Five of Swords. Obviously, there's a winner, and then maybe you're second or third. So look at their faces. But look at the six. You know, it hasn't got to be all horror. These swords. I mean, that swords, we use it to make decisions, to write books, to be responsible every day, to, you know, it's not just being like transposed by swords and not being able to move. Well, look, that's all the books, and maybe she's done reading. Not sure if she's taking a nap, but she's studying. Yeah, it's good. I like that. Here, I understand this one too, you know, when your mind takes over. Look at the 10. That's what the 10 should be like. She transcends, she masters that 10, and I'm so much more in tune with this. And Look, we have to celebrate air. Without air, we couldn't breathe. We couldn't bring oxygen to our lungs, and we couldn't. It's just beautiful for swords. I'm not used to seeing it. That's why I'm taking my time on it. This could be a job interview. So yeah, less negative. Now, it's the same with the as above. The swords are really, really interesting. The book. Just so I show you the book a little bit. I know normally the reviews start with the book, but Kelly's done a review already of it. Just to quickly say, As Above has got the major part of the book, which is 106 pages here, right? And So Below starts at 107. It shows just a lot less text. I'll show you a comparison. Although there's a lot of white space on these pages. But that's As Above, and So Below it's 2 per page, at least. No, more for the court cards, right? But if you, as I said, I don't want to get too much into So Below, but there are very interesting spreads next. And what I'd like to do, I don't know if I'm gonna maybe pick another video or show you what you can do. I'm just gonna pick a card like that in the middle of the deck, just not looking. Right, the One of Fire, for example, with so As Above. So that's the idea of it, right? It's the salamander on the sun, I suppose, and then how you portray it in your everyday life. And here you're making your ritual. You've got your candles, and you're doing your little ceremony, for example. So that's, if you want your message from above, your inspiration, and this is how you portray it at this moment. So you can do this type of reading, just get used to the deck, pick 2 cards a day, 1 from each deck, and see where it takes you. I also have the intention to try another deck with the As Above, because as I said, I'm not a big fan of So Below. It's okay, it's not a bad deck, but I'm trying to find in my collection, I don't have that many low Scarabeo decks. I'm trying to find in my collection more generalist tarot that I could use with that and mix them up. But for the moment, I'm keeping those 2 and see how I get on with them. There are fantastic spreads in the book that you can do while mixing the decks. And especially one, the Big Pictures spread, which is draw cards 1, 6, 9, and 11 from As Above and the rest from So Below. And then it gives you the idea of, the energy currently afflicted. So in each question, you have 1 As Above and 2 So Below. And that's a really good spread, but it's a bigger spread. But I will try it because it looks really great. So it talks to you about the double deck technique, which is fun. It's just such a good book that if you want the decks, you should get the box set. Now, as I said, there's the old one with just As Above in it, if you just want As Above. But I think it's a shame because it gives you, when you have So Below, it gives you the opportunity to pick from each deck and get, if you want, the higher voice and the earth voice. And I find that really interesting to see. To maybe you can ask for advice. If you have a guide, or if you have your higher self, you ask for guidance. What should I do for this situation? And then how should I apply it? And you've got as above, so below. And that's a fantastic concept. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know I'm not playing with them yet, and I rarely do a comparison of anything, so I hope it was okay. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me about the differences between the two decks. As I said, I didn't see many apart from the new ones got thicker cardstock. The as above is a tad lighter, and that's about it, really. And the box is beautiful. The book cover is beautiful. They've done really, I mean, it's still thin, it's not the big editions, but it's a bit more expensive. I paid a bit more for it, but honestly, I can keep it like this now with both decks in a box, and it looks really nice. So I see you all soon. Bye bye.